Like I get to work in this environment every day. And there are bad days, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, there are far more good ones. And I really don't feel like I have to work at all because I love what I do. I think it's important when you're talking about teaching that you say that you teach kids first. Math is really a lens into the world, and it's the universal language, right? It doesn't matter what country you go to. Like today, one of my students in a calculus class brought me his textbook from Germany. And you know what? This makes my hair stand up on end. I can look through that textbook and make meaning of it, right? I do not speak a word of German, but I can make meaning of it. My grade 1 teacher always had a Christmas tree. It was one of those old-fashioned Christmas trees. She had it in the corner of her classroom. Her name was Miss Bell. My mom and I had just moved into a very small apartment, and we didn't have anything for Christmas, no tree up or anything. The Friday Christmas break started. I arrived home, and the Christmas tree, which had been sitting in my classroom, was sitting in my living room with a lot of presents underneath it. That's a transformative moment for me. I was only 7 years old, I'm guessing. Boy, the humanity that Miss Bell showed and the compassion and the caring was terrific, and it changed the way I thought about the world, and I knew there were people that wanted to help, and that just gave me hope from a very young age. I had always wanted to be a teacher, but I actually got talked out of being a teacher in high school by a guidance counselor. He just thought that my gifts would be better used elsewhere, so I ended up becoming an engineer. I did an undergraduate degree in engineering and management. Thought, well, I'm going to go to Toronto and work in the financial industry, and it lasted about 4 months, and I quit. I need a job where I get to go home at the end of the day, at least most days, thinking I've helped a little bit. So I ended up going back to school, did my master's, then I worked out as an engineer at West. I wasn't the best engineer. I was book smart, practical stupid. I had always had an aching in my heart to teach. Yeah, when I got just shy of 30, my wife, I have a very gracious wife, Michelle, and she encouraged me. She said, okay, enough talking about going back to school to become a teacher, just do it. It was exactly 10 years, 19 to 29 years old. Graduated from high school from grade 13 at 19, and I was 29 before I had a classroom. I was in a classroom as a qualified teacher. School is just, it's been a gift for me, my whole life, my adult life too. I can't imagine doing anything else. I really can't. Every day when I almost tear the handle off my door going out the door of my house. Partly because I'm often last minute getting here, but mainly because I can't wait to get to work. Students and colleagues are the best parts of the job. I am really lucky here in the sense that I get to teach kids in advanced placement, calculus, which is a whole different ballgame. Now I've got these kids that are like, they don't realize it, but so many of them are so much smarter than I am. The best times are when I can be waiting for the kids when they come in, and not 5 minutes before class starts to have a conversation with them. That's all that matters, right? That you provided a safe structure for them to try and maybe fail and keep trying. Like I get to work in this environment every day. And there are bad days, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, there are far more good ones. And I really don't feel like I have to work at all because I love what I do.